Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I'm doing this video for brothers basically, you know, because obviously growing up in London, these music videos, these movies and stuff like that, they tempt a lot of brothers, into this lifestyle of sleeping around and playerism and this, that and the other. And what it is as a convert, what I'm saying, growing up as a non-Muslim and so forth, and being through the club and raving jail thing and this, that and the other, I've realised, through mistakes I've made myself, that these music videos and everything else, they only portray one, the glamorous side of these music videos, what I'm saying, the people, what I'm saying, in the club, the guys in the club with bare, half-naked chicks and the nice cars and this, that and the other, but, the music videos only show themselves with makeup on, they don't show you the reality of what they really look like, what I'm saying, or so forth. So, basically, I'm doing this for the brothers, because these brothers that are, because you're living in London, a lot of you brothers think, that because every other non-Muslim boy or Kafir boy, is basically out there, and sleep around with bare girls every week, what I'm saying, got about 10 to 20 girls' numbers in his phone, and they all think his personal girlfriend, but he's just basically using them, just rinsing them a few times and basically dashing them to the side. You think as a Muslim that it's okay for you to basically, what I'm saying, as well, copy them and just basically go around chirping girls, what I'm saying, going clubbing on weekends, sleeping with them and this, that and the other, and everything is okay because you ain't in the Muslim country, and like, you're fortunate that you ain't in Saudi Arabia, because if you was in Saudi Arabia and you was committing zina, there's no such thing as a girlfriend or a boyfriend. There's a male and a female committing fornication. You know what I'm saying? Girlfriend, boyfriend, like friend, happy, smiling. Shaitani tries to take terms and make them look beautiful. You know what I'm saying? But really, you're a constant fornicator. And just because every other non-Muslim guy, what I'm saying, is basically using, abusing, sleeping around with all these girls and breaking their hearts, which is their fault, because, what I'm saying, you shouldn't let man take you for chicken and chips a couple times and cinema a few times and then sleep with you. But the fact that they're doing this, you think because they're doing it, it's okay for you to basically do it. But just remember, there's people now in like countries like Saudi that live by Islamic law and so forth, that when they have sex outside of marriage, they get caught, they get flogged publicly. You see what I'm saying? With lots of pain. So think about it. You've been doing this since you're a teenager, sleeping with this girl, sleeping with that girl, astaghfirullah, and so forth, and you ain't had one flogging. But remember, that enjoyment or that temporary pleasure that you had with sleeping with them girls 5 years ago, 6 years ago, 3 years ago, that enjoyment is not with you no more. But guess what? Them deeds have been recorded by the angels, and also Allah Al-Hakim, He's got it registered. So even though the fun is not there, all them bad deeds are still stacked up. So think about it, every year you're sleeping with these, every month you're sleeping with these girls, what I'm saying, you're taking their numbers, what I'm saying, you're watching all these haram videos with half-naked girls and music videos and adult films and all this stuff, Just know, Akhi, all this stuff is building up, like cha-ching, cha-ching, like bad deeds on your scores, And one of her last names is that, his names and attributes is that he's ardent, what I'm saying, and that basically he's just. So don't think that Allah's going to born someone, in Saudi Arabia, and that person, when they commit zina or whatever, that they get flogged in public, which he has prescribed, and then you're going to be in London, going around, basically sleeping around with this girl, sleeping with that girl, raving, smoking, basically getting this girl pregnant and running away from her and this, that and the other, and that when you die, on Yawm al-Qiyamah, that you're not going to be held accountable, Trust me, akhi. Wallahi, akhi. I say to you, is that it's either you fix up now or Munkar and Nakir, are going to fix you up in the grave, because what it is that basically, is that, look, imagine, what is it, you get older, and then one day, you do your normal thing, you're checking girls during the week, taking their number, on the weekend you go raving, what I'm saying, you get some girl pregnant, and then basically, what is it, you get her pregnant, she tries to call you, what I'm saying, you dash the chip, what I'm saying, and she can't contact you, and then what happens, years and years go past, and then what happens, years later, your son, tracks you down. He tracks you down, he comes up to you and he goes to your, like, he knocks on your door or something, and then you answer the door, And then he goes to, is your name blah blah blah? And you say yeah. And then he says, you know, you're my father. Yeah. What are you gonna say to him? Just think about it. And I know you might think, I don't care, your son, he ain't gonna find you, you know what I'm saying, you're gonna move, you're gonna be whatever, but let's just say that this happened, that he does track you down and he does find you, yeah? And he asks you, Dad, how come you met my mum in the club, you know, so you slept with her, you slept with her, and this, that, and the other, you got her pregnant, which was haram anyway if you're Muslim or whatever, you know, and then what happened, you knew she was pregnant with me, yeah, and you didn't come after me, you didn't look after me as a Muslim man, you didn't provide for me, you know what I'm saying. I went through school, I went through, you know, I went through college, I went through uni, I went through all these fitness and this, that, and all this other stuff, and I went through it all by myself. When Allah tells you you're supposed to provide for me my clothing, you're supposed to pay for my education, you're supposed to raise me, you're supposed to be a good Muslim role model for me, you're supposed to I'm supposed to follow your footsteps of business or work or whatever. You're supposed to be my role model. You know what I'm saying? What are you gonna say to him? You know, how can you just go clubbing, raving, sleeping around with different girls and stuff like that? Get a girl pregnant and just leave her there. Imagine, yeah. Imagine you left your wallet somewhere. Imagine you left your car keys somewhere. Imagine you left, your life savings somewhere. You would have some concern, yeah, and you would basically, you know what I'm saying, you would go back and look for it. So how can you have a child, Akhi? How can you do this sleeping around, yeah, and anything can happen in the heat of the moment? How is it you can be sleeping around, you know, with all these different chicks? You don't know if a baby's going to come from them, yeah, and so forth, and even worse, some of you brothers, you have kids out there, you don't check for them, you don't feed them, you don't clothe them, you don't look after them, yeah? And imagine, yeah, but if you lost your car keys, if you lost your life savings, if you lost your wallet, you would go back and check it. So basically, you're saying your keys, your wallet, your passport, or whatever it is more important than Allah's creation, you know, your own son, yeah? And wallahi, it's sad, akhi, because you know, if you have a child out there, yeah, and you dust, yeah, and it's raised, yeah, by some Muslim chick, half-naked Muslim chick that's always watching music, smoking weed, drinking alcohol, you know, always got different men coming in and out of the house. You know, if that child grows up as kafir, which is most probably because the sister's not practicing, yeah, then she ain't gonna have no strong deen, she ain't gonna have no strong tawheed or kid and that. Chances are she's either gonna be, she's not even gonna believe Islam is the haqq, or is she gonna just believe that Islam is, she's not really sure if it's the truth or whatever. Chances are that child is either going to grow up with no deen, yeah, or very little deen, yeah. But let's just say that child grows up, yeah, a kafir, yeah. That child, if it's a Muslim chick that's not on deen, or if it's a kafir girl with no deen, you are responsible. If that child grows up not Muslim, you are responsible. Yawm al-Qiyamah. If his children grow up not Muslim, you're responsible. Yes, that child is responsible if someone gives them dawah to tawheed and this, that, and the other, and he doesn't accept. Yeah, if they explain with hikmah and stuff like that, he's responsible. Yawm al-Qiyamah. But you, yeah, for example, you know what I'm saying, one of the sons of Adam, they committed murder. So every murder that happens from that, he's responsible for. So if you have a kid out of wedlock, fornication or whatever, or you have a kid with a non-Muslim girl or a Muslim chick that's not on deen and that kid grows up not on deen, you're responsible. His kid to grow up not on deen, imagine all of his lineage from now, yeah, till Yawm al-Qiyamah, they're kuffar, yeah, and they die kuffar, yeah. That's on your back, Akhi. So I know you think you're like James Bond and you got a license to commit zina and sleep around with whatever you want because every non-Muslim guy, he's got bare girls and he's sleeping around and he's checking and this, that and the other. But Akhi, you're a Muslim, Akhi. A Muslim translated, yeah, is a submitter to God, yeah, Akhi. So you can't go around, you know, sleeping. You can't go around looking at chicks, let alone sleeping with them and chatting with them and flirting with them and this, that and the other. So Akhi, at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying, you need to stop going around clubbing, stop, you know what I'm saying, going around picking up girls, stop, you know, this clubbing lifestyle before Allah clubs you in the hereafter, inshallah. And wallahi, I would just take advice from you. You might think a man because you're a hench or this, that and the other, or because you've got bare chicks in your phone and this, that and the other, and this, that and the other, but wallahi, you're not a man. If you can't basically feed your kids, raise your kids, be a good Islamic role model like Moses, Jesus and Noah and all these other prophets and this, that and the other and so forth to your kids, you ain't a man. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You happen to be a male, you know what I'm saying, but you're really a boy. So I would just say to you, fear Allah in the day, you know, Fair Allah, because every single girl you chat up, every single girl you're looking at, every single girl that you're sleeping with and committing zina with, there's people on this earth getting flogged for it, like in Saudi Arabia and stuff like that. So if you get away, so if, you know what I'm saying, you've been born into these non-Muslim countries, yeah, trust me, when you die, you're gonna imagine, just imagine, yeah, that every year you sleep with a certain amount of girls, yeah, just imagine 20 years, 30 years or whatever, you keep on doing that until you die. Just imagine what a catalogue of sins and adab, yeah, you got stored up for you. Akhi, that's thousands and millions of years in Jahannam, akhi. You know what I'm saying, if you don't make Tawbah. So I know you don't want to think about it now because you're bloody watching Grime, all these Grime Daily and all these, what's it, SBTV and all these other stuff, and you know what I'm saying, you don't really give a damn about this, you're just, because you're street dreaming with your music and stuff like this, yeah. But akhi, like today, you're watching this film or whatever, or you're watching this video or whatever, every day we live is going to come back around again. So even though you fill your head with music, you fill it with movies and all this stuff, yeah, you forget about that you've got two angels following you around everywhere taking it down. You forget that Allah Hakim is watching you and he sees through the roof of the club, and he sees through the, you know, Allah sees a black ant on a black rock on a black night and this, that and the other. You've forgotten it because you're dreaming and you're in a movie and music land, yeah. But akhi, every single day, wallahi, is coming back again. So you haven't avoided it. You know what I'm saying? You're just drinking and smoking, and you've kept it out of your reality. But it's there, akhi, stacking up. This girl, that girl, looking at this girl, this movie. Every time you watch a music video, akhi, it's like you drop a Titanic of bad deeds on yourself. Cha-ching, 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 cha-ching. That's all you're doing, akhi. Every day you're flicking through all these YouTube videos and this, that, just ching, 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 ching. And Yawm al-Qiyamah, akhi, wallahi, man, there's going to be some mountains, akhi, unless we repent, you know what I'm saying. And that's what we all have to do. We all, whatever our situation, we have to repent and sort out our situation. Because if we don't fix up now, if we don't fix up our lifestyle in this life, Munkar there will fix us in the grave physically. And if we don't stop clubbing, yeah, in this lifestyle, yeah, then Allah's gonna club us in the next life. So you better fix up. I better fix up, inshallah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Check out Street OD YouTube, inshallah. And I hope these benefits remind you that, akhi, after watching this video, please don't go clubbing again. And inshallah, cut down on these half-naked Jezebels, whether they be Muslim or not Muslim, inshallah. And inshallah, find yourself a righteous wife after you've sorted yourself out and been on, you know, the deen for some years, inshallah, and purified yourself, inshallah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.